Giving a solo performance in a lunchtime concert at Harrow is new boy Metin Ibrahim, a 13-year-old former chorister who won a music scholarship to the school. In the audience is his mother, Sue.
I remember the first time that we came up to Harrow and Metin and I looked at each other thinking, you know, gosh, are we a little bit out of our depth here? It's certainly not what we're used to at all.
Metin's talent means his parents pay just part of the public school's fees.
Sometimes we still have to pinch ourselves to think that he is actually here with all these grand buildings.
Harrow's been building grand buildings for centuries. From the first classroom in 1615, the school's grown beyond recognition in size and in value.
If you were to come to me with the biggest checkbook in the world and wave it in my face and say, how much would Harrow be? I really couldn't give you an answer to that question. It has literally incalculable value, because what value would you put, for example, on speech room?
That incalculable value of speech room is preserved in ceremonies like the Contio. For centuries, head boys like Patrick Massey have presented reviews of the year in Latin.
Millenni praesentis contionem primam exorsus, o praesedes onatissimi, res autem domesticas, velet pantomimos inspicienti mihi, contentionibus etiam maioribus ruber electus, Sagittarius, reus et in sua fabula accusatus, Nico nauseosus eiectus, falcu mortis extinctus esse videtur.
Remember, it's all about fun.
I'm not so sure about that, Gary, but still, here we go.
Tradition's important, but Harrow also needs 21st century skills. Head of Information Technology Gary Patterson instructs senior colleagues who've missed out on the digital age.
I feel that I'm constantly put to shame by the boys here, and now, of course, as the school is moving faster and faster in the sort of direction of sort of, shall we say, what do you call it, electronic communication. Clearly, I've got to start running to catch up.
Look at the amount of fonts available to us, and there are more.
Well, I think we'll avoid putting it in Greek.
Or as we would say in Northern Ireland, and there's more. Which one would you like? Does that look nice?
Well, this thing here?
Yes.
No, horrid.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, act.
Metin Ibrahim and other volunteers audition for another traditional event. A new boy always sings a solo at Churchill's Songs, Harrow's most important musical performance.
Make me short. 3,
Every nuance will be observed. So, to make my life easier, I tend to look for someone who's experienced at singing, but someone to take a risk as well.
Thank you very much. We'll contact you.
For the Royal Albert Hall before 4,000 distinguished old Harrovians, the solo has to be perfect.
And we just type leadership.
Okay.
And
it hasn't come up now, but it will come up.
It will come up, okay. Yes.
You want me to do this?
Yes.
No, I get lost, you see. There's a P, there's a P.
Now, you find that really quite painful.
I can't type.
No.
This is the problem.
Well, believe it or not, Ross, you have already completed 2 aspects of our certificate of competence. Because you have been successful in logging on,
Yes,
and you have been successful in actually creating a document.
Cum autem ad colem nostrum parvenimus, res prodicae, res novae, possunt eodem anno conspici. Ergo,
In the 17th century, boys could speak to each other only in Latin, even in sport and at play. Today, that tradition survives only once a year, in the speech room.
anno confectis, satis est. Dixi.
Come in. Metin, come in.
The director of music has reached a decision.
Churchill songs. I decided after much thought that we would like you to do the New Boys solo, please.
Right.
So take your copy and learn all your 5 verses.
Yeah.
But there are all sorts of bonuses you get, like 5,000 people applauding you, and the honoured guest, whoever that is, signing your book, if you want that special treat for you. Okay?
Right, thank you very much. What I'd like to do is go on to a new topic which involves what's called 3D trig. Now you've been dealing with 2D.
After 4 men-only centuries, 5 women are now among the 90 full-time teachers.
We could take things right diagonally across the equal sign. So
The first was Philippa Davis, although her appointment did raise a few questions.
and then put the information in that form.
What do we call her? Is she a master or is she a mistress or what? I was really keen that they didn't call me mistress. Didn't like the sound of that one very much. So I think it's masters at the moment. And every now and then they call me sir by accident. So I don't mind that. I'm quite happy with that one. I'd rather be called sir than mum.
Teaching mathematics, Philippa also became Harrow's first female department chief, although since then others have been appointed, like head of classics Judith Affleck.
And what words do we get from hospitable, etc. Good. Okay. So who as an enemy?
Girls in the classroom are the most recent innovation at Harrow. A local state school, which no longer teaches A-level Latin, sends girls to study in classrooms where Latin has been a tradition for 400 years. New Boy soloist Metin Ibrahim has been learning his lines.
We sat down every evening and took a verse a night and went through it with him. And it was quite nerve-wracking because they're not easy words to learn.
We went to the Albert Hall actually last night,
And we saw the place where the actual tenor was standing, and Dad and I kept looking at each other thinking, oh my God, can you imagine Metin's going to be standing there in front of an audience like this?
One of Harrow's proudest traditions is the singing of Harrow songs, a music collection assembled over the past 140 years. Once a year, the entire school sings in homage to Harrow's favourite son, perhaps the greatest old Harrovian of all, Winston Churchill.
In 1940, in the darkest hours of the war, Churchill's private secretary heard Churchill singing Harrow songs in the bath, and wondered whether it would cheer him up to go to Harrow and hear the boys singing these songs for his benefit, which he did. And he so enjoyed it, he went back every year for the rest of his life.
This year's songs are special. For the 60th anniversary of Churchill's first visit, they will be performed at the Royal Albert Hall.
Do verse 4 again, it's terrible. Raining in Torrance. 2, 3, and...
Raining in Torrance again, they say.
No.
2 days before the show, and by this stage he ought to have all the words learnt. He hasn't quite, and that's a slight cause for concern.
It's an important match for the first 15 rugby team. Harrow is playing public school rivals Eton.
a long-established rivalry because the boys are on the hill with the boys down in Windsor, and it's a very close relationship, and it's a big day for everybody.
It's been a disappointing season so far, but today's a chance for the black-shirted Harrow team to redeem itself. But it's not a good start.
I haven't seen Charlie. Yeah, there he is.
The day of Churchill songs and the final rehearsals.
When I walked in, I looked around and it actually looked bigger than normal because I've been to the other hall before, and when it's empty, it's very grand and big.
Playing for Churchill songs is also a nerve-wracking experience for Harrow's new music master, Oliver Gooch.
I'm incredibly excited, not only because I'm an old Harrovian and have sung songs before, but also to play this instrument. It's probably the first and last time I'll ever perform in the Albert Hall, so I'm really going to make the most of it.
Harrow's songs are also used to cheer on the rugby team. But today, they're just not doing the trick. Half-time, and Harrow are losing badly. The Eton coach urges even greater efforts, whilst Harrow seek guidance from on high.
When Zion walks the hill I meet, ye saw our church and seaboard, and looked on many a league or three, with here and there upon this tree, and scarcely any people.
Strings tuning first.
Awaiting their turn to rehearse, the boys are finding their own amusements.
One, please.
Well, there's 6 hours to go till the concert starts, and I'm nervous. I don't want to forget the words. I don't think I will, but I just hope I won't.
The dying moments of the match, and Eton supporters are gaining heart. Harrow are beaten 28-5. The final whistle puts them out of their misery.
Today was disappointing from our own personal level of performance, and as such,
Is it your Majesty, my Lord Visitor of Harrow School?
Yeah.
And then I say...
Guest of honour, Churchill's surviving daughter, Lady Soames, is rehearsing with Headmaster Barnaby Lennon.
And I thank you, Headmaster, for the warm welcome you have given me and other members of the Churchill family. Can you hear me, Mother?
Magnificent!
The drama master, Martin Tyrrell, is coaching them.
Hear every word, exactly the right speed.
That's all right, is it?
That's wonderful. Yes, fine. We're
Inspectors have just given Harrow a good report, and the headmaster wants to stress that fact in his speech.
We are not really meant to quote selectively, so these few lines must remain between the few of us. Thank you, Martin. The first line of the report. Harrow is a very good school. Pause for applause.
Among guests gathering outside, a soloist met in Ibrahim's parents.
When we arrived here, it was almost as if, what are we doing here? An occasion like this we've never been to before, and it's rather overwhelming.
But first there's another nervous moment as Metin and his parents attend the VIP reception. chance to meet former Harrow parents Michael Heseltine and Dennis Thatcher.
Certainly when I became headmaster, I had no idea what these Harrow songs were, and in fact it sounded vaguely absurd. But these songs act as a link, if you like, between the past and the present. They're a sort of musical cement between the present generation of boys, those who have been before them, and no doubt a link with the future as well. In 50 years' time, it won't be the same school that it is now. And it's not the same school now that it was, well, even 15 years ago. It will continue to evolve, to reflect the wishes, particularly of parents. But Harrow will survive.
It's time for the headmaster's well-rehearsed speech and his pauses for applause.
I received their report this morning. We're not meant to quote selectively, so these few lines must remain between the few of us. The school has a positive, friendly and hard-working ethos. Harrow is a very good school.
The soloist in 500 Faces is Metin Ibrahim of Westacre.
For